from Royal Communications Incorporated. A pleasant good evening. Welcome to King's Newsroom, 45 minutes of reliable and factual news about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Tuesday, September 30, 2025. My name is Cornelius Johnson Angering. Story topping the headlines this evening. Armed Forces of Liberia announced plan to launch a nationwide recruitment exercise beginning February 2026 with a target to enlist 650 new personnel from all 15 counties in Liberia. Six judicial circuit courts of Montserrat County orders the arrest and detention of six individuals, including two former cabinet ministers, over a scandal involving the illegal export and sale of a 53.34 carat diamond. And the Southeastern Alliance of Liberia condemns in the strongest possible terms the shameful appointment of the son of the Chief Justice, Nyamin Kwekwe as associate magistrate, while his father presides as head of the judiciary. The news bulletin, the voices of the newsmakers, are all packaged in this edition of the program. We take a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you the news bulletin. Thanks for being there. Up next is the Bulletin of News with Sam Andrews.
The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency has arrested 6 female drug dealers in a random ghetto raid in Montserrat and its environs. LDEA Public Relations Officer Orlando Deming disclosed that the suspects are currently at the Morovia Central Prison awaiting trial for the illegal possession of narcotics, a non-bailable offense under Liberia's drug law. The arrested individuals in the seized drugs: Noach Outrage, age 30, arrested with 63 grams of coach; Masa Kamara, age 22, arrested with 25 grams of marijuana; and Wade Tie, age 30, with 22 grams of marijuana. Others are Elizabeth Doe, age 23, arrested with 62 grams of coach; Priscilla Kofa, age 19, arrested with 63 grams of marijuana; and Masa Desnare, age 35, arrested with 37 grams of coach. The Southeastern Alliance of Liberia has condemned the appointment of the son of Chief Justice Nyamin Kwekwe as associate magistrate. In a statement, they described the move as a clear case of nepotism and a violation of Liberia's legal and ethical frameworks. The group argued that the appointment breaches several legal provisions, including the Judicial Council of Liberia, which mandate impartiality and the avoidance of any appearance of impropriety, and Section 9.6 of the 2024 Code of Conduct for Public Officials, which prohibits public officials from offering undue favor to relatives, among others. The organization also criticized the Chief Justice for allegedly undermining the integrity of the judiciary by placing personal interests above public trust, despite previously advocating for transparency and credential audit in public service. The group called on President Buhari to revoke the appointment in accordance with his constitutional responsibility. Former Liberian rebel general Lai Sekou Kamara, also known as K1 or Dragon Master, has been sentenced to 57 months in a U.S. prison for lying on immigration forms about his role in Liberia's brutal civil war. Despite facing accusations of atrocities such as murder, torture, rape, and forced recruitment of child soldiers during his time with the rebel group LURD, Kamara was only charged with immigration fraud. Survivors, including 17 Liberians who traveled to Philadelphia, the United States, to testify, expressed deep disappointment at what they see as a gross, inadequate punishment that fails to reflect the gravity of the crime. Many of K1 or Dragon Master victims and human rights campaigners are calling the sentence an insult, especially in comparison to similar cases like that of Mohammed Jongo Jabba, who received 30 years in prison for similar offense. Prosecutors had sought a 40-year sentence for K1, but his guilty plea led to a significant reduction. A former representative candidate, District 16 Moserado County, said Liberia is still confronted with the challenge of economic policy that will lift the country and its people from years of poverty. Achisana said the failure of the governments over the years to take drastic policy in monitoring Liberia's raw mineral export and demand for at least 30 to 35% of benefits to be deposited at the central bank is affecting the present generation. Chief Justice Yamin Gbese has concluded his first major engagement since taking over as Chief Justice with members of the judiciary, including judges, associate magistrates, and other professionals. The meeting was held at the Ninth Judicial Circuit Court in Banga and was aimed at encouraging legal actors in the county to remain committed to their duty and work to eliminate corruption within the judicial branch of government. Chief Justice Yamin Gbese said the legal profession is a field of honor. He urged judges, lawyers, associate magistrates, and other legal practitioners to remain true to the oath they've taken and uphold the integrity of the justice system. He announced plans to establish a national monitoring team to ensure court officials across Liberia adhere to the principles and responsibilities of their position. The 6th Judicial Circuit Court, Moserado County, has issued a writ of summons against Bokonjida Group of Companies and its Chief Executive Officer, Elton Jones, in an action of damage filed by Representative J. Fonati Kofa. The summons, September 23rd, was issued under the signature of the Clerk of Court, Victor Gallo. It mandates the defendants to appear before the resident circuit judge, J. Kennedy Peabody, during the court's December term. According to the writ, Mr. Jones, along with Bokonjida Group of Companies, should appear on the 3rd Monday of December at 10 a.m. to respond to the complaint brought by Councilor Fonati Kofa. The court document instructs the sheriff of Moserado to serve the summons and notify the defendants pending the hearing. President Joseph Boakai has congratulated the government of China as they celebrate their 76th National Day on October 1st. In a congratulatory message to the Chinese President Xi Jinping, Boakai recalled the resilience, progress, and innovation over the past decades of the Chinese government. He described China's rise as a global leader, a testament to its unity and commitment to excellence. He also commended the Chinese leader, noting that under his guidance, China has achieved transformative development that has significantly improved the life of the people. President Boakai expressed hope for continued prosperity for the people of China and reaffirmed Liberia's commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation. The Liberia National Police has arrested Ruth Nimlin, an 18-year-old girl, for allegedly stealing over 2 million Liberian dollars in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. She's accused of stealing 2 million Liberian dollars from a group of local fish sellers who had been saving money together with her mother. According to one of the sellers, identified as Victoria Talley, Ruth, who lives in Big Fanti Town, reportedly admitted to taking the money and said she used it to buy a bed worth 100,000 Liberian dollars, 2 iPhones, to support her boyfriend with some of the money. The stolen money belonged to members of the Fish for Living organization, a women's saving group made mostly of fishmongers. The group said they had been saving for about 1 year and were planning to share the money by the end of the year. The theft has left many members shocked and worried as they were demanding the money for their homes and businesses. The women are asking the police to act quickly and are calling also on the government to help them get their money back. And the Sixth Judicial Circuit Court of Montserrat County, presided over by Judge Buema Conto, has issued a contempt order for the arrest and detention of several high-profile government officials and individuals over the controversial disappearance of a 53 and 34-carat diamond. The ruling follows a mandate from the Supreme Court of Liberia, August 14, which held that petitioners David Slowood and Mohammed Kamara had legally renewed their case. According to the Supreme Court's judgment, Slowood and Kamara submitted a timely renewal application on March 17, 2022, ahead of the license expiration on May 25, 2022. An investigative panel commissioned by then Minister of Justice Frank Musa Dane had initially confirmed that the 53.34-carat diamond belonged to Slowood and Kamara. However, a subsequent legal opinion from the same ministry contradicted the findings, asserting that without new evidence or investigation that the diamond belonged to the government of Liberia due to license purported expiration. Judge Conto condemned the ministry's contradictory stance, describing it as legally unsupported and inconsistent with the investigative report.
Sam Andrews with the news bulletin. The news bulletin is a regular feature here on King's Newsroom. Straight into our developments here, former representative candidate in District 16, Montserrat County, says Liberia is still confronted with the challenge of an economic policy that will lift the country and its people from years of poverty. Ajisano said the failure of governments over the years to take drastic policies in monitoring Liberia's raw minerals exported and demand for at least 30 to 35% of its benefits to be deposited at the Central Bank of Liberia is affecting the present generation. Speaking in an interview with this station in Monrovia, Sanon is proposing that the government needs to take radical actions that would make investors produce some of their raw minerals into finished products. Here now is Achi Sanon.
The problem with Liberia here is that more people believe in mere politics, not a real issue. That's why we have not been able to solve many economic problems when it comes to living standard of the people. Because our fight is about Joviao, Joe Bakayo, UPCDC. People get to political power, they have not been able to solve the real issues. In order to solve the real issues, to be able to kick people from the bad for corruption, need a radical redeemer. I cannot sit there and say the governor also performing or the government is performing at higher level. It is little by little on ground that when it comes to diplomacy. So I can say here that everything is okay. I can also tell you that nothing is happening. On the diplomatic level, people who are supposed to help us, the Chinese are coming back, the Japanese are coming back for the road issues. And beside that, around the whole world there is crisis. Ukraine, the Middle East, with Donald Trump tax policy. Liberia cannot continue to depend on foreign countries. We have gold, we have diamond, we have resources in abundance. We should be able to manage it and change things around. In order for the country to settle, the country has gone backward on the basis of poor performance of government upon government. Because of the politics, we have poverty mindset as a country. We should be able to graduate from import-based economy to an industrialized, export-based economy to get balance of payment. We should be able to use portion of our gold to central bank in order for it to be on a stock exchange market for foreign exchange to stabilize our economy. The country is poor but want to live in luxury. We should be able to cut those unnecessary expenditure in order to put that money into sector that will bring growth. How many persons coming up with the idea that look, the 25 to 30% of our gold should go to central bank? Track down the quantum of gold, iron ore living in this country because they are not giving you the correct statistics. Few people feel that company can get a little at the end of the day, they do anything they want to do. Why are we not processing some of these things here to create more jobs? So we still get colonial mindset. Why we country that everybody can only grow when they get in the government? There's something wrong somewhere. Mochija, Bomb Mine was here. Bomigu was here. National Iron Ore. They carry all the resources. Where everything has been depleted tomorrow. And the decision we make today, it is what going to help us tomorrow or going to cripple us tomorrow. The other decision other people made yesterday that what we are being confronted with today.
Is former representative candidate in District Number 16, Montserrat County, Achi Sanon. They're speaking. The Liberia National Police has arrested Ruth Nimlin, an 18-year-old girl, for allegedly stealing $2 million Liberian dollars in Buchanan Grand-Bassa County. She's accused of stealing $2,076,000 Liberian dollars from a group of local fish sellers who have been saving money together with her mother, according to one of the fish sellers identified as Victoria Taylor. Ruth, who lives in Big Fanti Town, reportedly admitted to taking the money and said she used it to buy a bear worth $110,000 Liberian dollars, 2 iPhones, to support her boyfriend with some money. Yeah, now is Ruth. That's Victoria Taylor.
They steal my money, my money was saved, they steal it, one carry they steal it, why you 12 we save the money to people, return us, oh yes. Sure, it's out there. And we keep telling us that money. We stay here, we don't go here, the pass block. The girl says she get 10 and not, they pass it around. And she walk out and go there and she shop on it. It's true. She get ready to apply. She got my dress, then she go to club, she go get what she take on the club. Money we wanted, it's out of it. I want the money. I want my children to go to school. The money business set today, set from yesterday to today. I need anything yet. I said, I'm going to last day of September, so they year, last Friday, September, so I'm going to share them with you. Yes, you need a little, especially when I keep it on the chicken needed to be all the woman needed to let you do. Body, body station, she on Lupo. I should get the money, I get the money, that particular money, and Labura government people not can't do it. Somebody will die, is out. More than 200,000 in the clock. There's 7%. The money was there, and I understand 7%. The money that left there. But I think you know about us. So they will come to our rescue because the woman set up on her child. She went to hospital that time. And the woman taking care of the children. And the child want to kill the woman with us. Because find that out. Yeah, they said our life.
She's Victoria Taylor, a fish seller dead in Buchanan City, complaining about their money being stolen by an 18-year-old girl in Buchanan City. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency has successfully arrested 6 female drug dealers in a random ghetto raid in Montserrat and its environs. The LDA Public Relations Officer Orlando Deming disclosed that the suspects are currently at the Monrovia Central Prison awaiting trial for illegal possession of narcotics and non-bailable offense under Liberia's new drug law. The arrested individuals and their seized substances include Nuch Aldrich, 30, arrested with 63 grams of Kuch. Masa Kamara, 33, arrested with 25 grams of marijuana. And Wadi Tier, 30, arrested with 22 grams of marijuana. Here now is the DA spokesperson.
Yeah, the total female, there are about 6 female. They were arrested between September 4th to the 7th.
We got Nush Aldrich, she's 30 years old, and she was arrested with 63 grams of kush. And we have Masa Kamara, she's 22 years. She was arrested with 25 grams of marijuana. And we have Wede Tier, 30 years, and she was arrested with 22 grams of marijuana also. And we have Elizabeth Doe, 23 years. And she was arrested with 62 grams of kush. We have Priscilla Kofa, she's 19. She's the smallest among them. She was arrested with 63 grams of marijuana. And then we have Masa Glary, 35 years, and she was arrested with 37 grams of kush. They are all in prison. So long we arrest them, we carry them to the court. They left with the court to give the time of their judgment, where they record them for them to go through their case. Because the court have a lot of cases on their docket. But that's why we are pleading with government that we should have a specialized court just for just cases in the republic, that as soon as we carry the people, they get them speedy trial, and if they sentence them. Instead of waiting, they have pre-trial detention for 5 years, so not 2 years, 3 years before the case starts. Then what happened to Musa Bede's own case? The time that they jail him for, you got to extract the time he spent in jail from the sentence date. So we don't want all those things to be going on. When sentence, we just sentence you one for all. Yeah, the recent case we made arrest of is this guy from Fiama, Mohamed Keita. He's a notorious drug dealer from Fiama area here, and he was arrested with 93 grams of kush. But the man been selling scrap. So all we've been thinking as scrap, he's selling rather than just the man selling. And the whole thing there that make it Fiji was only Zogo can go sell a scrap to him. The less fortunate youth can go sell scrap to him. So we've been frying it. And then our intelligence also shows that more than 5 persons we are sent to Saw Beach. All of them, they linked towards him, say they've been selling for him. Finally, we got him now, and he's currently in Saw Beach.
He's the public relations officer at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, Orlando Deming. They're speaking. Indeed, if you just join us, a reminder you are in tune to King's Newsroom for the 5 minutes of reliable and factual news about Liberia and the rest of our one word. Story top in the headlines this evening. Armed Forces of Liberia announces plans to launch a nationwide recruitment exercise beginning February 2026 with a target to enlist 650 new personnel from all 15 counties. 6 judicial circuit courts of Montserrat County orders the arrest and detention of 6 individuals, including 2 former cabinet members, over a scandal involving the illegal export and sale of a 53.34 carat diamond. Southeastern Southeastern Alliance of Liberia condemns in the strongest possible terms the shameful appointment of the son of the Chief Justice Nyamin Kwekwe as associate magistrate, while his father presides as head of the judiciary of the home front former Congolese president sentenced to death for war crimes. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more developments on the program. Many thanks for being there and welcome back. The administration of Broom County has concluded a one-day dialogue with residents of Tameta Road community in Mbanga following safety concerns raised over the ongoing construction of community town hall. Residents raised fears that without a central pillar, the roof of the building may not be safe in the long run. They called for the roofing process to be suspended until the issue was addressed, stressing that their concerns were about safety and the future durability of the project. In response, Broom County Administrative Officer Sam Elliott commended the citizens and residents for raising their concerns in a constructive and peaceful manner. He assured them that the recommendation of the public works engineer will be communicated to LIS for consideration.
You've been listening to radio for years. Actual story is that the process started in 2016 negotiation. They were trying to do their own thing. The citizens gathered themselves, they went to Senator Moy asking for help. He saw it necessary, according to them, he saw it necessary, okay, but then we will improve this thing. What I will do, I will put it in the country budget that you will get money, then the contractor will come and fix the place. 2016, they set up a bid. Through LIS, Sister Brother won the bid. The Sister Brother started the process. Let me tell you, according to the information, only 19,000 were given, and the Sister Brother started the process. After 6 years, some years, CDC government took over 2018, and they refused to pay the money to the contractor. So looking at that bidding, after he invested more than the 19,000, he decided to stop based upon the document. So nothing was being done. So later on, when Unity Party, thank God, the powerful Unity Party took over, it was time that the advocate, Senator Moore again went and talked and allocated money into the budget for that particular building. So through the instrumentality of Senator Prince Kemo Moore, this is why I said, give the man the flower. He's the one that engineered to see how best that building be completed. It was not his personal project. He kept on saying it. Those that were advocating on the radio, let them listen to me very well today. So after that money came, Sister Brother informed the people that I'm going to start a project. And he restarted the project. After which time we went there, we asked the community what was the problem. They said there is no pillar in the building. They are not seeing it because if they allow people to roof the building, it will cause problem. No angle bar, electrical issue. So we said, okay, after 3 full person explained to us, we asked Orosisi. He asked series of questions. Later, he presented the documents to us. The county engineer from the Ministry of Public Works that is in the county, Mr. Zoga, he took the plan. He said, based upon the plan that I have seen, the design is different. There is no pillar in the building, neither in the maze.
administrative officer there in Bond County speaking to us. He's Sam Elliott. Today's development now. Sorry. Nimba County Senator Nyan Twain has raised a complete red flag over a proposed amendment to Aslamenta Liberia Minor Development Agreement, warning that it could grant the company control over Liberia's national railroad system and Buchanan Old Port. Speaking on OKFM, Tuesday, Nimba County Senator Nyan Twain criticized the recent delegation of Liberian lawmakers who visited AML's headquarters in Nimba County, a trip he describes as nothing more than a stage publicity event. According to him, the visit was to give the appearance that the government is actively supporting AML's agenda when, in fact, some of those legislators have been silent or even hostile towards any amendment that will protect Liberia's sovereignty. Here now is Nimba County Senator Nyan Twain.
Second of all, they had no business going to Nimba. Third of all, you cannot sit on public radio as an elected official of your country and tell the population that the company that you should be having oversight over tells you who not to come to a meeting. First of all, fun fact, I have been invited more than 15 times. I got receipt to that for a one-on-one meeting with the CEO of ArcelorMittal. I have turned those meetings down. I do not want to even meet ArcelorMittal, just ordinarily, other than a formal organized Senate hearing or a briefing with the legislative caucus. I have repeated that to them. So even if I was invited on that trip, I wouldn't have gone. The fact that that trip was going to be even on ArcelorMittal's concessional ground, I was never going to go there because I don't see the rationale of going there. Why are you going there? You're going to inspect? Let me clarify this. The public needs to know that the Senate, being robust, is trying to set up a comprehensive committee comprised of different chairpersons and committee members to review all of the concessions in the country, to have a workshop, let's say a retreat, whereby there will be international experts, people who got, wealth of knowledge in mining, integrity institution, who got expertise in how to track, taxation and transparency. The Senate going to bring them together along with concessionaires to actually look into what we can do to improve our deals with the concessionaires. While all that hasn't been done, what are you going to do to AML? Let me tell you the purpose of that trip. That trip was meant, ArcelorMittal planned that trip because of the negative media attention they've been getting. So they wanted a publicity stunt to portray out there that, oh yeah, you got, a couple of lawmakers, including Senator Twain, making noise on us, bringing on our scrutiny. Here we are working with, heads of committees of the Senate. That's all it was for. Yes, it was a publicity stunt. I will not tell you my source. It was a publicity stunt.
Nimba County Senator Nyan Twain, they're speaking. Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, Daniel Sano, has dismissed as false social media reports suggesting that all government officials were instructed to gather at the Rabat International Airport to welcome President Joseph Boakai. Speaking today, Tuesday, at the MICAD regular press briefing, Minister Sano clarified that President Boakai gave no directive mandating the presence of public officials at the airport upon his return from an official visit at the United Nations. He describes the claims as politically motivated and baseless allegations from opposition figures attempting to draw comparisons between the Boakai-Kun administration and former President George Weah administration. Here now is Deputy Minister Daniel Sano.
While in the United States, President Boakai actively participated in the 80th section of the United Nations General Assembly, at which time he held bilateral and multilateral meetings to mobilize support for Liberia's development agenda and later launch the Liberia Diaspora Conference, which is intended to rally all Liberians abroad to remain engaged in national developmental programs. Upon his return this evening, the President will attend an intercessory service in his honor at the Life Center Church on Benston Avenue, Lower Maggie County, along the Morovia Rubber Street Highway. Now, we'll follow these announcements. Some of our friends who see everything as politics, so the government is paying people to go work for the president of the airport. I cannot call on them to stop because that is a way of life. To politicize everything. Yeah, we are running a government. We are not in competition with anybody. The president is returned to the country.
His deputy information minister, Daniel Sano, they're speaking. Of the home front, former Democratic Republic of Congo President Joseph Kabila has been sentenced to death in absentia for war crimes and treason. The charges concern accusations that Kabila has been supporting the M23, a rebel group who have devastated across the country's eastern region. Kabila was convicted on Friday by a military court of treason, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, including murder, sexual assault, torture, and insurrection. He denied the charges but did not appear in court to defend himself. The ex-president rejected the case as arbitrary and said the courts were being used as an instrument of oppression. So in this news, here once again, our top stories. Armed Forces of Liberia announces plans to launch a nationwide recruitment exercise beginning February 2026 with a target to enlist 650 new personnel from all 15 counties. The 6th Judicial Circuit Court of Montserrat County orders the arrest and detention of 6 individuals, including 2 former cabinet ministers, over a scandal involving the illegal export and sale of a 53.34 carat diamond. The Southeastern Alliance of Liberia condemns in the strongest possible terms the shameful appointment of the son of the Chief Justice, Nyami Kwekwe as associate magistrate while his father presides as head of the judiciary. And of the home front, former Democratic Republic of Congo President Joseph Kabila has been sentenced to death in absentia for war crimes and treason. Many thanks to all of our contributors, editors, and reporters who help in making this edition of King's Newsroom. Our sources, Sam Andrews brought us our news bulletin. My name is Cornelius Johnson. I presented. For more news and information on the station, do join us tomorrow at 6 a.m. for another edition of King's Newsroom. On behalf of the entire team, many thanks for listening and watching. Good evening.